Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Wookiee's Oldies but Goodies, and today I am very excited to cover yet another classic game. Quick fact, this game I'm about to show off is one of only 3 games archived at the Smithsonian, the others being Pong and Pac-Man, something I just recently reviewed. And also like Pac-Man, this game has been ported to a plethora of consoles. I present to you the absolutely incredible game, Dragon's Lair. Created by legendary animator Don Bluth and published by Cinematronics for arcade cabinets in 1983, this game, much like the game I talked about in my last review, hint hint, Pac-Man, was revolutionary. It used Laserdisc technology to offer greatly superior graphics compared to other games at the time. Whereas most other games of the era represented the character as a pixelated sprite due to hardware limitations of the era, artists were greatly restricted in the detail they could achieve using that technique. The resolution, frame rate, and number of frames were severely constrained. Dragon's Lair overcame those limitations by tapping into the vast storage potential of the Laserdisc. It was advertised as the first truly 3D video game, and as the meeting point of video games and animated films. The personal connection I have with this game actually has less to do with the game itself and more to do with its creator, Don Bluth. This man is a god when it comes to animation and has either worked on, directed, or animated countless films in his time. And odds are at one point in time, one of his movies was one of your favorites. Films like The Land Before Time, The Secret of Nim, Robin Hood, The Sword and the Stone, and The Fox and the Hound are timeless classics beloved by many today, including myself. The first time I heard about Dragon's Lair was when I was about 12 through a Family Guy cutaway, but I didn't get to actually play it till many years later, and when I did, good God, was it amazing. But more about that later. There are a number of games within the Dragon's Lair franchise, with a number of additional add-ons to the original story, as well as full-on sequels and reimagining/remakes. This game, being the original, obviously stands out from the crowd, and is a great game when compared to the other entries in the series. But among all of the others, there's one game that outshines it just a bit, and that is Dragon's Lair 2, Time Warp. This game improved upon the original with a better story, animation, and even gameplay, with the prompts of what you are supposed to do glowing now. But the best part by far is the new story, which takes you all across time and space into some of the most beautiful but batshit crazy scenes you will ever see. Dirk the Daring is the main protagonist of the game and subsequent franchise. As a Knight of the Kingdom, Dirk was entrusted with the rescue of Princess Daphne from Mordok and Singe, because all other knights were killed. He becomes heir to the throne upon saving Princess Daphne, and following her rescue, Dirk and Daphne are married. In both games, Dirk is voiced by sound editor Dan Molina. I hope I pronounced that right. Retro Gamer included him on their list of top 50 game characters in the category Top 10 Forces of Good, and called him, without a doubt, the epitome of the heroic knight. That's a pretty awesome achievement. The controls, like most games of the era, are pretty dang simple, consisting of up, down, left, right, and attack. But once again, there's a beauty in the simplicity. The simpleness of the controls combined with the on-screen button prompts makes it so that this game can be played on practically any console and have buttery smooth controls. But that does not take away from the game's difficulty, which I will talk about in a bit. The gameplay consists of reacting to on-screen button prompts, or in the case of playing on the hard mode, simply trying to figure out what to do, because there's no on-screen button prompts whatsoever. And your reactions trigger pre-drawn success or failure animations. Essentially a forerunner of the modern QuickTime event, Don Bluth himself said, "I'm not a gamer, so when we designed this game, I wanted to keep it simple. Every scene has a conflict and a resolve. A perfect run with no deaths lasts no more than 12 minutes in total. The game has 22 minutes or 50,000 frames of animated footage, including individual death scenes and game over screens. The graphics, having been worked on by Don Bluth himself, are not only good, they are breathtaking. Every single frame of animation is hand-drawn, and you can tell that this was a passion project for everyone involved. These animations make it so that these graphics, even to this day, are gorgeous and will continue to be beautiful, probably forever. The audio for the game is fantastic, and while it can be a little silly sometimes with some of the sound effects, it's still very good. Although I do kind of wish that there was some music playing while you play, something more than just the sound effects, but this is a minor complaint. The voice acting in the game is like the sound effects, a little cheesy, but overall very good, especially considering Dirk was voiced by the sound editor for the game. So that means somebody who's not a professional voice actor, which is pretty cool to think about. We of course can't talk about this game without talking about the difficulty. This game is hard as shit. It's so hard. I played this game for the sake of getting footage and trying to like actually complete the game. I played it with the easy mode, basically, like the on-screen button prompts. So, but which made it easier, air quotes easier, but it was still very hard, very hard. Like the perfect run with it only lasting 12 minutes, it took me almost an hour. So that tells you just how long it tells you just how hard this game was. I look forward to maybe trying it later, like again, without the button prompts, maybe for a different project, wink wink. But for real, this game is a brutal test and punishment. There are even points in this game where you have to make a decision while an animation is still playing out, which if you were playing without the button prompts would be crazy to try and, like, it's crazy to think about, because it's like, And you know what? You know what I believe? I firmly believe that every single person who worked on the Dark Souls series played this game as a child. I bet they did. I swear to God they did. So my final thoughts on this game is that it is a great game. It is for sure worthy of its legendary status. It has withstood the test of time and will continue to withstand the test of time. I would highly recommend this game to anyone. Well, that does it for another episode of Wookiee's Oldies but Goodies. I know this was a bit of a shorter one this time around, but hey, they can't all be novels. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something new about this game. I would like to thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Love, Wookiee.
But wait! There's more!
Oh, fuck! Alright. I got it this time, son of a bitch! Right? Oh, how did I die? I did what the button told me to do!